My joke about Elon Musk went viral and brought out the crazies. We're going to talk about Elon Musk. While I think he's a bit of a cringe asshole, I will also say there seems to be this thing with Musk that's very similar to Trump, in that it just breaks everybody's brain when they talk about him. The derangement syndrome. And what do I mean by that? What do I mean by Trump derangement syndrome? As one of the early progenitors of the Trump derangement syndrome phrase, back with my content and being a right-wing grifter at that time. The derangement is this, that you can criticize these people for things they actually do, and there's certainly enough valid grounds for criticism. But the problem is the deranged don't do that. The deranged go further. So instead of saying, well, Trump's immigration policies are certainly a bit reductive, not very nice for immigrants, they're not very empathetic, they're not very humane, and I think we should probably push back and oppose them. What people do is, he's Hitler, he's going to put them in the camps, he's putting him in the camps. Well, when that happens, don't pretend you didn't vote for that, don't pretend you didn't vote for the camps. And it's like, he's been in power for 4 years, guys. Nobody went to any camps. I know he did the whole kids in cages thing, but then, when there were more kids in cages under Biden, you all just stopped talking about it, which makes me think it was never about kids in cages in the first place. That's what I mean about the derangement syndrome. It's that you detach yourself from reality to engage with something that's completely artificial and hysterical. And by hysterical, I mean, in the gibbering sense, not the ha-ha-ha-ha sense. And so I'm going to say some stuff while we're talking about this, which I don't think people are going to like. We have to get to an intellectual point of honesty with this. So let's start with what happened. Now, Trump won the election. I don't know. Let's start there. Donald Trump won the election. He got sworn in on the 20th. And Elon Musk obviously is one of the oligarchs that essentially helped Donald Trump get elected. Now, I know the word oligarch is making everybody nervous. Don't worry, the Democrats have oligarchs too. And in fact, America has been an oligarchy for as long as I've been alive. The wealthy special interest groups, whether it's through the mechanism of lobbying or donations or just being adjacent to the levers of power, drive America forward. It has been ever thus. Biden talking about an oligarchy now is a joke. But Elon Musk is indeed an oligarch, and he absolutely was in the tank for Trump in a way that the previous owners of Twitter and Facebook, they were in the tank for a Biden administration. It was just the writing was on the wall. Biden was bananas. Kamala was non-charismatic. Their policies stink. And ultimately, as I said, you think about how bad your party's positions have to be for the population of America to go, yeah, that guy that they're all calling Hitler all the time, let's give him a run back. Yeah, that's how bad you are. And what it calls for is a total reconsideration of every position that made up orthodox Democrats for the last 10 years. But instead of doing that, they're not going to do that. And we're going ahead with this. More hysteria, more pretending fascism. And ultimately, we did nothing wrong. We just didn't have enough time to introduce Kamala to the people of America. And by the way, all incumbents lost because of COVID or something. That's the lessons that they're taking away. So anyway, irrelevant. You can more on that on an episode of Belly of the Beast. So Elon Musk has essentially subverted Twitter to be more pro-Republican, more pro-Trumpian Republicans, I should stipulate, because I don't think Trump is a traditional Republican, and I don't think the MAGA movement is a traditional Republican movement. It's got more in common with the Tea Party, if you remember them, Tea Party populism, than it really does with traditional conservatism. Regardless, that is what has become popular, and Musk has took the apparatus of Twitter, which he bought. Remember the fun old days when he said he's lying, he's doing it for attention, he's never going to buy it. And then all the journos went, shit, he's bought it. This is fascism. This is oligarchy. I can't backdoor to Jack Dorsey and have people banned for telling me learn how to code. So he bought it, spent billions on it. And now, suspiciously, whenever Elon tweets a tweet, which, by the way, he does all the fucking time, he's up all hours tweeting shit dad jokes and cringe 4chan humor. Whenever he tweets it, it's in your feed. I don't know why it's in my feed, but it's in my feed. Recommend that I follow him. That's in my feed. Oh, okay. right? It's in your feed too, no doubt. You see it all the time. His stuff definitely gets amplified, doesn't it? And therefore, by extension, we can intuit that everyone else's shit that's in alignment with him and all of the America First movement and MAGA and whatever else you want to call it, they're probably getting boosted too, because that's exactly what the old guards used to do when they used to shadow ban conservatives, deplatform people for saying outrageous stuff like, I believe there's only two genders, and all of that other shit. It was just going the other way. And then, of course, that all culminated with the laptop story and the banning of the Babylon Bee, which is ultimately what made Elon Musk wade into the murky waters at that time. Now, I find Elon Musk's views risible, frankly. I don't think he's a... I asked this question on an episode of The Four Horsemen. The real question is it possible to be a retard and a genius at the same time? And I'm being 100% wholeheartedly serious about that, because he does things that are so stupid and just beyond reproach for their level of stupidity, and yet he does all this other stuff where you go, wow, this guy could actually be a boon to humanity with the projects he's in and the projects he's pushing. So we need actually a study into that phenomenon. We need to know, can those two seemingly alternate states of being, can they actually coexist in one mind? And Elon Musk, whether just observably, whether you want to believe it or not, but observably he proves the answer is yes. And so Elon Musk obviously was at the fucking rally with all the other billionaires that backed him. By the way, don't let that, billionaires licking the boot of Trump, all those Mother Jones blogs that we've seen, right? There were more billionaires supporting Kamala Harris in the last election, almost 2-1, than there were for Trump. And nobody had a problem when Mark Cuban was making a twat of himself on fucking TV, actively campaigning for Kamala and then getting her positions on particular issues wrong. Nobody had an issue with that. Nobody has an issue with George Soros getting a presidential medal. Because when they're their oligarchs, they're good, you see. That's the game. So, he was there. He was there, wasn't he, with Bezos, and we all saw Zuckerberg was staring at someone's breasts. He's doing jiu-jitsu now, so he thinks that's acceptable. Joe Rogan was in the crowd. He's technically an oligarch now. I imagine he's a multi-millionaire, probably getting close to a billionaire. Who fucking knows? The Google guy was there, right? They were all there. And Bill Gates came out, didn't he? And he said, oh, yeah, I had dinner with Donald Trump. Fascinating man. All right. Fascinating man now, is he? So, Elon Musk got up to give a speech because of everything he'd done in helping get Trump elected. And he had said, and by the way, don't agree with this because it's as ridiculous as when the Dems say it. He said if Trump didn't win, it was the end of civilization. He said it was a catastrophic event that would have ended not just civilization, global civilization. He believed there was going to be a cascading effect, that it would have ended American society as we know it, that would have had this negative impact on the world, and it would have ended all life on Earth. Essentially, that's genuinely his position. That's what he said about the election and how important it is. Now, that's a level of hysteria I can't come aboard from, because I've heard it so many times and seen so many people get elected so many times, and it changed absolutely nothing, because the status quo isn't the puppets that do the dance, it's the hand that holds up both sets of puppets. So he gets up and he does a speech, and then he did something crazy. He did a salute. Now, I'm not talking about one of them. We've all done one of them. Sometimes you do it as like a little farewell, Sometimes there is a soldier in a room, like that. Sometimes you're in the military, so you do that. Wasn't one of those salutes. Right? It wasn't one of those salutes. What other types of salutes are there, Richard? Well, that's a good question. That's a very good question. I can't show you the salute he did on Twitch. It would just be a bad idea in general, even if I could. I think it might haunt me for some time to come. So you just sometimes have to think about what you do with your arms. And with that in mind, why don't we take a look at the salute? I'm going to put my headset on because the words are important as well. Let's have a look. This is on PBS News.
There are elections that come and go. Some elections are, important. Some are not. But this one, this one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured.
Now, the problem with that salute is there were another group of people historically that used that salute, almost exact salute, and they weren't very nice. And no, I'm not talking about the Romans, because actually there is no evidence that they ever did use that salute, even though it's called a Roman salute, even by Italians, which it's just a thing that came from paintings. The other group of people that used pretty much that exact salute, it was the Nazis. It was their way of saying that they love the fatherland and showing fealty to the Führer. Sometimes people call it the Hitler salute. That's, again, not accurate. They didn't just do it when Hitler was in the room. They did it to signal to each other that they were doing what they were doing for the Vaterland or whatever. Das Vaterland. So doing this is crazy. There's no dressing it up. It comes from nowhere. It's insanely enthusiastic in its delivery. He even makes a noise. I'll crank up the volume. Listen to the sound and feeling in this salute. So grunts as he does it, and the slap. I mean, he's gone full force. It's a full force salute. Does the phrase "I send my heart out to you" save it? Well, funnily enough, there was footage of him circulating where he said, "My heart goes out to you," but instead of doing that, he did this, which is a lot better. There's never been a group of fascist murderers that have ever done that salute. I don't think there was ever like a Reich of the Care Bears doing the fucking Care Bears there to annihilate the degenerates. Obviously on a long enough timeline. I mean, because all the good salutes are taken by So, well, what are we left with? We're left with this. Obviously on a long enough timeline it will happen, but we'll all be dead. We'll all be dead by then. Now, this was unbelievably stupid. And I'm going to explain why. Again, this is going to shock a lot of you. There are a lot of people that think Donald Trump and the Trump administration are Nazis. And everyone who helped him get elected, they're in on some big Nazi secret. Because he's going to get in there, and whether it's Project 2025, which he didn't write, nor his official Trump administration policy, or whether it's something else, Trump will end up enacting policies that are akin to fascist Germany, and therefore, by extension, it's just okay to call them Nazis, even though he's a Zionist. Indeed, you've probably noticed that lots of people are saying, including Hassan Abi, that you can be a Nazi and a Zionist at the same time, which is news to me. But maybe there was an offshoot of Jew-loving Nazis history never told us about. More on that later. Anyway, because he did this salute, the salute associated with Nazis and fascists, because it wasn't just the Nazis. Mussolini had something similar as well, because, again, there was this false notion from paintings from antiquity that this was something Roman soldiers did to each other. People believe Elon was doing this because, we won. The Nazis won. Hey, we can do it. We're so back. We're so back. We can just do it now. We can do it. We can say the gamer words. We can do the salutes. Trump's won. We're so back. And so Elon doing this is wild. It's the worst thing he could have possibly done, especially at a time when he's also posting about how his alternate identity is Kekius Maximus. So we'll come back to it in a moment. Here's where I'm going to lose a lot of you, because I'm going to tell you that I don't think what he did was a Nazi salute. You see, I believe there's an intellectual difference where doing a salute that is the same mechanically as what the Nazis did in the context of you not being in a Nazi civilization is different to a Nazi doing it in a setting where there are other Nazis to signal to them, I am a Nazi. And nobody can deal with that intellectual premise on the internet because everyone falls into two sides. And so what you have to believe is Elon Musk is a Nazi, right? So if you think Elon Musk did a Nazi salute, then what you are saying is Elon Musk is a secret Nazi or a not-so-secret Nazi. And because Elon Musk is a not-so-secret Nazi and the party behind that he helped win are also Nazis, he feels comfortable in public doing Nazi salutes to signal to all the other Nazis in the room that we're all Nazis, we're all together. The other thing you could believe is that he is a ketamine-guzzling edgelord with autism, which I certainly do. And so my working theory and what I've made peace with is he wasn't doing a Nazi salute. He was doing a salute. He wanted to get as close as he could up to the line to trigger everybody, to show in his mind that, listen, the new status quo is we can get away with all of this edgy shit. And by the way, if you've seen the cringe he's been tweeting since, let me actually just get one of those for you. It's hard to get his tweets off his own feed because he himself just tweets all of the fucking time. Here it is. I'll just show you the tweet itself. Because rather than apologize for this incredible faux pas, what he's done is I don't even want to call it doubling down. I just think this is also just very, very bad. Don't say Hess to Nazi accusations. Some people will Goebbels anything down. Stop goring your enemies. His pronouns would have been he/Himmler. Bet you did Nazi that coming. Now, again, this isn't helping, is it, Elon? This isn't helping anything. This isn't helping people that want to give you the benefit of the doubt. Now, also, this is the world's wealthiest man. This is a man that's pioneering space travel and electric cars. And it's like, the clear thing that you do is you just apologize and say, I'm sorry if it was misconstrued. I understand in some parts of the world it's more offensive than others. You don't do this, but you see, this is why my working theory is he wanted to do something that was akin to it so he could come out and go, look, see, they're all calling me a Nazi. And as we get to, lots of people made arguments for Musk based on fake screenshots that then he himself, or out of context screenshots, I should say, cheap fakes, as the media likes to call them. And Elon Musk himself circulated it while at the same time talking about how the mainstream media are all liars. So back to the point is I don't feel comfortable in labeling him a Nazi, and I think a lot of the hysteria about him being a Nazi is performative. I think it's just tying in more of this, there's a secret fascist uprising going on in America, and anyone that's complicit in helping Trump get elected is a Nazi. I don't believe that. I can't believe that. I can't come along for that. I can condemn what he did. I can say that's really fucking stupid, and if I was the Trump campaign, I'd be very keen to distance myself from him if this is the type of nonsense he's going to engage in public. But as I said, there is a world of intellectual difference between a Nazi doing a Nazi salute to another Nazi in an environment where there are other Nazis, and the world's wealthiest man doing whatever the fuck that was, and doing it in a setting where every single TV camera in the world is pointed at him at that moment. So it's not nothing. It's not to dismiss it. It's not nothing. But it's not the thing you say it is either. So it's like, we're in this weird melange. Should he have done it? No. Is he a Nazi? No. Was it a Nazi salute? Not within the context of when it happened. And look, don't take my word for it. The ADL, right, who obviously said that a cartoon frog was a Nazi symbol, they were happy to give Elon Musk the benefit of the doubt, which is kind of wild when you think about it. And another reason why, maybe then don't just tweet out all of the fucking names of Hitler's cabinet the next day, but, Musk gonna Musk, I guess. But here is what the ADL said. They said, this is a delicate moment. It's a new day, and yet so many are on edge. Our politics are inflamed, and social media only adds to the anxiety. It seems that Elon Musk made an awkward gesture in a moment of enthusiasm, not a Nazi salute, but again, we appreciate that people are on the edge. In this moment, all sides should give one another a bit of grace, perhaps even the benefit of the doubt, and take a breath. This is a new beginning. Let's hope for healing and work towards unity in the months and years ahead. So, I'm happy with that. That's where I'm at. I don't think it was a Nazi salute. I'm not coming on board for it. I've seen people on Reddit demanding that we just black out Twitter now because he's giving the game away. He's gone full mask off. It's like, no, he's just an autistic fucking weirdo who can't control himself. Like, it's as simple as that. So if the ADL are happy, I'm happy, right? Given their low threshold of what constitutes hate speech. Some people have also, embarrassed themselves. Someone in the chat points this out. I mean, yes, the irony of BMW saying we're not going to use Twitter anymore because of Elon Musk's behavior. You might want to look into the history of your company, and you actually contributed to the real Nazis. So I don't know, but it's something to be mindful of. And so, as a result of the fact that I don't condone what he did, and yet just don't think it was worth the screeching hysteria that it got, and nor do I believe it was a big secret. I'm going to reveal who I am, right, to the world now because we're also back. The Nazis are back, right? I did a tweet, and I tried to do a funny tweet, right, which I'm going to do more of that in 2025. And this was my funny tweet, and you'll see the video there of him doing it. And then it's this graphic, which you may or may not have seen before. And it shows that if you don't want to be confused for being a Nazi, there's a very simple way to control your arm movement. And you can see, and I'm not going to do it, but you can see there's a danger zone, isn't there? And because I suspect if you tweet at Elon Musk or about Elon Musk, your reach gets boosted, this tweet went viral and got retweeted 1,200 times. It got 1.4 million views, bookmarked 1,400 times, liked 26,000 times. You can bypass it by having your finger extended if you need to call a waiter or a taxi, just saying. So anyway, that was the tweet I did. And look, the tweet doesn't say Elon Musk did a Nazi salute. The tweet says, if you don't want people to think you did, don't do that with your arm. That's the joke. And it just says, for future reference. Anyway, I tweeted that. I did a stream. And while we were doing the stream, people were going, oh, Richard, your tweet's fucking going viral. They're trying to community note you and all this other stuff. And I'm like, nah, not really. But no, it did do numbers. And I'm not saying I'm responsible for this. But over on Italian television, this was on their state-owned news channel. Now, I'm not saying somebody saw my tweet and thought it would make a good bit for the Italian news. That's just crazy to think that could have happened. Obviously, they came up with this independently of themselves. He is getting awfully close to the danger zone himself there, as they call it, the Saluto Romano there. But anyway, that did happen. That's a thing that happened on Italian state news, which makes me think, fair enough, right? It must have been a joke that was within bounds to make. Not like craziest thing that's ever been said. Now, some people just understood the joke immediately at first. And I was like, this is going to be fine. See, every public figure should memorize this chart. I agree, Kyle. I agree. Then it got a bit like, okay, you're going to need to send this to about 80 different politicians immediately. We'll need a whole new government with this chart. And I'm thinking, that's not true. That's not true at all. I haven't seen what a widespread uptake of the Nazi salute outside of actual Nazis doing it. So a bit strange. But then the problem was we started getting a lot of armed truthers. And the armed truther debate, there were many fine people on both sides, you might say. See? I ended up getting graphics like this sent to me. I have a question. Put your hand down, you little Nazi. As if that's in any way equivalent. It's like, oh. And then people were trying to community note me. And the community notes team has obviously been expanded under Elon Musk. It's one of the best things he's done since he took over Twitter. And people were community noting my tweets. And then other people were coming along and de-community noting the tweet. You can see here, somebody took a screenshot of it. And look, this clip misses important context captured in the next few seconds. Elon Musk specifically says, "Thank you, my heart goes out to you," and makes the gesture. It has nothing to do with the Nazi or any symbolism, right? Then underneath, that looks like a Nazi salute. That very much looks like a Nazi salute. That, dear people, that is a Nazi salute. And you know very well who makes a Nazi salute. It's Nazis. What he says doesn't make it less of a Nazi salute. By the way, he did it 3 times. So the community notes people were having wars with each other over my tweet, which, by the way, didn't say whether it was a Nazi salute or not. Just said, just avoid sticking your arm up at that particular angle. And we're all good. So we had the community notes battle going on over my tweet. Then we had some funny tweets. No doubt there'll be some other funny ones coming. I'm going to try and do these in the chronological order in which they came to me. Neuralink gave Order 66 at the wrong time. That's a fucking banger. Because, by the way, if you get your brain chipped by Elon Musk now, you're fucking mental. That was a good one. That was a keeper. Another one that made me laugh. I don't think he gets the John McCain pass. I'd bet he can lift his arms over shoulder height. You see, John McCain couldn't lift it because he said he got tortured in that prisoner of war camp. And there's that whole bit about he just couldn't lift his daughter up because she's so big. And we had that. That was fine. Not as good as the Neuralink one. But then this started happening. An account called 9/11 Revisited. Why would you revisit it? I don't know. I'm too scared to click on his account. 9/11 Revisited tweeted this at me. And here is still images and many such cases of this being tweeted at me, by the way. And you can see there's Elizabeth Warren waving at someone, not doing the heart thing. Barack Obama doing it. That one does look pretty bad. Hillary's is outrageous because that's even from the front. That's actually a textbook. That's the textbook thing. But again, she's clearly waving at someone. Got sent that. Emperor Yeti sent me this. The greatest damage that man did was not allowing us to use 30% of our overall arm motion. And then just sent me a picture of a cat. That does look suspiciously like Adolf Hitler. Then some people started taking it serious. Calling a taxi is borderline Nazi. What is wrong with this world? They're probably like 10 degrees where the angle is most likely a Nazi salute. The rest of that red section is just for people to be Karens and victims. It also does not consider the angle from a top-down view, so it's incomplete. What? What? What are you talking about? He wanted me to present a bird's eye view as well. Like, what are you... How small is the red zone? Don't act like Kamala or Joe has never done it. So disingenuous. I haven't seen them do it. Sorry, guys. Didn't see them do it. But, okay. We had the classic. It means moving forward. You people... That's me, shitlib Richard Lewis. You people are fucking crazy. Let's ban oxygen because Hitler breathed it. All right, then. Great point. Good one. Got him. Now, I already talked about this one on Discord and on the stream. This guy's bio says he's a Naziist and a racist. So, and he's called Deus Vult Norge. So, you know, I don't want to infer what his politics might be, but so now you're going to decide how high we can put our arms, and here I thought it couldn't get more retarded after woke. I'm just saying, if you don't want to get called a Nazi, don't do that with your arm. That's it. Another arm truther here. A salute. The salute is straight up and down. This was clearly out away from his body. And one of the other things that started happening was people started bringing up this, which was news to me. But I'm sure you saw people arguing this as well. People started talking about the Bellamy salute, or occasionally known as the flag salute. And it was introduced in 1892. And American kids, when they were doing the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, well, oh my me. Actually, that's in 1941. That's probably out of bounds by that point. But you can see they say it fell out of favour because it got adopted by Italian fascists and Nazi Germans. And it was very similar to what they called the Roman salute. People started bringing this up. Never even heard of the Bellamy salute. Certainly never heard of anyone saying, oh, look at me, I'm going to Bellamy. I'm doing the old Bellamy. Other people don't care. I hope he does it again. All right. Someone asking the real questions. Should we be petting children? I had no idea. I mean, you shouldn't. That's wild, even for a dude with Asperger's. In before his little worshippers start mimicking it, pretending it's a to the moon thing. Now, on Discord, I had a whole bit about him changing the SpaceX uniforms to have a star on them, but probably a bit too edgy to go into here, isn't it? Some people wanted to link it to esports. After years of watching Astralis, I've never seen something so funny. It's nothing to do with esports, but fine. No wonder cabs ignore me when I tried to call a cab like a Nazi. You just don't have to. The opposite side of the armed truther. Why do you guys just look at the gesture? Why won't you actually look behind what he meant? It's clearly visible. He is really excited and thankful. Yeah, it just happens all the time. Another armed truther here. Y'all are a bunch of idiots. First off, the arm must be raised straight forward with the hand in a downward position. You think you're so well educated, but in reality, you're not. And it's like, are we really proudly declaring that we know actually how to do the Nazi salute properly, and that one wouldn't have passed muster with the real Nazis? And that's indeed what he was saying, which prompted this reply to his tweet. Thank you, Ober-Lieutenant Neckbeard, for your contribution. Definitely a Hearts of Iron 4 player there. We had this graphic, which I think's funny. Here it is, talking about race and crime stats. Only the AfD, that's the Alternative Future for Deutschland, far-right party in Germany, can save Germany. Jews push hatred against white. This guy sounds like a Nazi. You're insane. No! He's just showing love to the crowd. Love this one. Englishman 1073 with a Union Jack flag. Definitely thinks Tommy Robinson's a political prisoner. His bio says, I might be able to hover over it actually. The UK has fallen. The UK has fallen. True leadership is needed in a time of crisis. Yeah, like fucking Nigel Farage. Such as this, because if we don't learn from history, we are doomed to repeat it. Funnily enough, if only Elon had learned a thing or two about history, he wouldn't have been doomed to repeat it and cause this problem, would he? Anyway, Englishman says, I guess we can move our arms anymore. And then, realizing his error, can't. Can't. Could have just edited his tweet. It's tough. Now, when I copied across the video, I did it quickly, and certain formats don't automatically put the sound on, right? So, like it might be MKV or fucking, I don't know, a FLAC or something. There's one anyway, where if you copy it to Twitter, it doesn't copy the sound. That was what I ripped from the video. That's what I copied across. It didn't have the sound. It wasn't my intention to not have the sound on, right? It just wasn't. I'm not Aaron Rupar, right? That wasn't what I was going for. I didn't even know it didn't have the sound. I mean, not that it matters, because ultimately the clip cuts off before he says what he says, and the only thing you would have got from that clip is the slap and the grunt, which I think makes it worse. If anything, not having the sound sort of belies how, fucking not enthusiastic he was, or rather enthusiastic he was. Anyway, cutting down the sound and context, he literally said, my heart goes out to you. He thanked the people, but fuckbags like you and me, no, I've never said any of this, obviously. Fuckbags like you immediately misinterpreting, whatever that's, misinterpreting for like farm or demonizing him or whatever, This is the shit of yours why people choose Trump. We had this, another armed truther here. Nazi apologists from Community Note should fuck off. In the end, I didn't end up with a Community Note, right? But after the great battle to win this tweet, it's not offering his heart. That would have been a wide arc with palms facing upwards. This is a straight line from chest to Nazi salute. Elon Musk is a Nazi, the kind you could expect from apartheid South Africa. When, of course, we all know on record, Elon Musk actually broke a lot of the rules around apartheid South Africa, and obviously left and has since decried it as being evil. But that was a few years ago. To be Andrew Physics. It was complicated for him. He said, "Shit's complicated. Could it be in reference to My Heart Goes to You?" It could, but it could very well be a hidden salute. Hidden as put in a context that allows its deflection by excuses through added context akin to dog whistle. Shit. Well, yep, that's kind of the whole point. That's kind of the whole debate. Thanks for summarizing the exact reason for the entire fucking discussion around the gesture. Yes. Somebody else just had an issue with the graphic. The area just outside rest should be yellow for suck on these nuts. Thanks. This clip made me realise we can't harmlessly do the Roman salute for many years forward. Fucking Nazis ruining things. A guy called Bo, or it could be a chick called Bo, I don't know, decided that they want to lose their job pretty quickly. I'm literally going to be doing this just to piss all of you the fuck off, because this is not what you think it is, but I'm loving every minute of it. All right, yeah. Go do it at work. Next time you're serving a customer as they're leaving, do it. Do it, pussy. You won't. But also, replying to me, like, I'm loving this, and I'm going to be doing this all the time to piss you. Have at it, mate. Send me a video of you doing it. I'm about it. You want to fuck your whole life up? Yeah, God, please. You were a fucking cretin. We had another one. I mean, I got sent that one of fucking Hillary and Obama and Elizabeth Warren. I got sent that one like probably about 100 times. Somebody said, "You better tell Jeremy." All right, I will. Thank you for the education. Now we all know exactly what hand gestures to never make. See, he's being sarcastic there. But yeah, don't make that hand gesture in public. It's just never going to end well. I don't want to take away your bodily autonomy. Right? You can do it, but it's just not a good idea because people are going to misconstrue your motivations for doing it. Someone was criticizing Elon for getting it wrong. The magic is in the elbow, not the angle. If you wave with your arm straight over your head, you're a dork. Lol. Magic there. As I said, then the Bellamy salute excuse started pouring in. Y'all are dumb. And then it was the link to the Bellamy salute Wikipedia there. Richard Jewish was back. Shut up, Jew. That's what I got. Many such DMs as well. Just called Jewish again. Definitely not a Hassan viewer. You're a thick cunt. He supports Israel, which is a Jewish country. Well, now, have you ever heard Israel described in such outrageously simplistic terms? Wasn't just politicians I got sent photos of doing it. Everyone's favourite UK player, Smooya. Someone referencing the MAGA Civil War just a week ago. That's how much the GDP graph will go up when millions of Indians receive their H-1B visa. It's a little bit highbrow. Could have workshopped it. I prefer the comedy stylings of Dick Punchmaster, who said Hitler shaking his head, "No, you made it look gay." fuck's sake. Imagine. I love it when tweets start with the word imagine. They're always going to be good. Imagine having to live in a world where you are restricted from raising your hand a full 90-degree zone because a bad guy used it 80 plus years ago. Imagine you still being under this bad guy's control after all this time. Now, obviously, no one is actually restricting you from lifting your arm. It's just, context. Salute. Put it this way. Somebody did get me do it, waving off a balcony, which is kind of also funny if you think about, Hitler would always do his speeches from balconies, wouldn't he? It was at Copenhagen, and it was when Get Right was on the stage, and he gave a shout out. He said, "It's great to be here. All the old guys are coming back. We've even got Richard Lewis." And I leant over the balcony, and I put my right hand up to wave. And obviously, I did I did do it at that full angle, and someone took a picture and said, this is like 1942 or whatever, Richard Lewis, 1942, colorized. And that got sent on like the CSGO subreddit, Discord or whatever. So you will get got. But everybody knew I wasn't really doing that. I wasn't giving a fucking rally, For future reference, try to make actual content. I mean, wasn't really content. It's just a little throwaway joke. This one, right? This is in 2 parts. What a stupid post. So now there are prohibited body movements. According to who? If I go to a gym, punch my chest, and then lift a weight in that angle, does that make me a Nazi? Fuck you. No, it wouldn't make you a Nazi. It would make you a fucking Neanderthal. Because what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Who's punching themselves before lifting weights at exactly like 45-degree angles? What is even happening there? But then you look at the bio and you realise Netanyahu equals Zio-Nazi. And then it all becomes clear. Hail Hydra. You have this. People will say he's not a Nazi after a year of retweeting and following literal self-proclaimed Nazis and then throwing the most passionate Roman salute in history while high. By the way, he was bouncing off the fucking walls. Like his eyes were all over the place at one point. We also had this. Well, here's a communist. Which one do you prefer? I got called an American again. I just don't know what this is. Hey, Ameritrash. For future reference, your anti-European Nazism is something you going to be hated for in the future. That you demonize Europeans so much you hate yourself and want South African demographics or think you are Nazi if you aren't is not anybody else's problem. Another one from Anders there. And you, an adjunct professor at some shit university or college in USA, fucking mental ill retard. Most Americans are mental ill, unhinged, anti-European scumbags. It's why you enable anti-European racism and tell African Americans arguably biggest racists on earth. Then there was another one from Anders. I'll fucking put it right in your stupid American face. If you ever go to Europe and visit, I'll give you a salute you'll remember the rest of your life. Also, there is no white or brown race either. That's fake races, not the real ones. Well, I'm going to have to put Europe on the same list, aren't I, of places I can't go? Because somehow Anders is going to be there. Anders W. will get me. Then there was this, for past reference. And it was just the advertisement for Keeps, hair loss treatment for men. Because I am indeed balding. Got me there, Musk fan. Some people also wanted to communicate to Elon that he shouldn't do it. See? Don't do that bullshit no more, or we all gonna think you a racist piece of shit. Then I think I've got the last tweet here. You guys don't watch the whole clip, and it's annoying as fuck. I'm by no means an Elon fan, but holy shit, he said, I give my heart to you all, and put his hand on his heart, and gave it to us. You need to look at the full clip instead of just the 2-second clip everyone shows. So, it was a hell of a day. It was an emotional roller coaster, to say the least. Oh, yeah, I did forget about this one. Perhaps the best excuse is that he wouldn't know what the gesture means. Here it is. Denise. Exactly. I'm like, oh, crap. People are not educated on some things. He's all excited about things, and it's a Euro thing. Like throwing up the peace sign. Throwing a fist. He's from Africa, just like a lot of Euros. It's just a gesture. I caught myself doing it before. Now, listen, it is nothing like doing that. It's very much not like that at all. You won't find many people that take issue with that at all. And if you've caught yourself doing it, I just don't know. It's just a Euro thing. Just a Euro thing. Anyway, I got hammered. Absolutely hammered with stupidity like that. I lost 300 Twitter followers as well. I guess 300 Musk fans that felt I was attacking Musk. Or maybe people who felt I wasn't being harsh enough on Musk. I don't know. But it was my brief flirtation with virality on Twitter. I've been the villain of the day. I've had everyone be angry at me. I've never had it where the thing I say gets spread all over the place and causes a bunch of fucking argument. And look, just to get it back to it being serious again for a moment, ADL have dismissed it. Multiple other people have said that it's kind of, crazy to even imply that it is that thing that they're saying it is. And they also had an article in the New York Times about it, as you would expect. What Elon Musk's salute was all about. A gesture associated with the Nazis has a surprising history, but in Germany, there was little doubt about its meaning. And you can see the Anti-Defamation League, they said, no, it was just an awkward gesture. But you also had Andrea Stropper, who is known as Mr. Musk's emissary in Italy, posted on the social media platform saying, the Roman Empire is back, starting from the Roman salute. He later deleted the post, saying that people were interpreting the whole thing as a reference to Nazi fascism. Mr. Musk, who owns X, posted in response to the criticism, the everyone is Hitler attack is so tired. Yeah, if only there was a way people could not mistake you for Hitler by doing what looks like an impersonation of Hitler. The straight arm salute has meant very different things in different places and during different periods of history, but at a time when the far right is once again on the rise, the interpretation of this gesture being performed deliberately and publicly was straightforward, especially in Germany. Now look, I don't want this to sound bad, but I totally understand why Germans would be sensitive about this issue, right? Do get that. But equally, I wouldn't make them the authority on it. It's just wasn't in Germany, was it? Where it's illegal. He would have got arrested in Germany for that. And you can see their editorial in Die Zeit was, there's no need to make this unnecessarily complicated. Anyone on a political stage giving a political speech in front of a partly right-wing extremist audience, which is disingenuous, present at the inauguration with several far-right politicians from Germany, Italy, France, and Britain, they say fucking Farage is far right. They say Maloney is far right. I don't know if that's true. Far right has a very specific connotation. They're right. They're more right than you might want them to be. But far right is not the same thing. Anyone who raises their right arm in a swinging manner and at an angle several times is doing the Hitler salute. Anyone who now thinks they have to discover the older Roman salute as a supposed Musk reference is above all demonstrating their willingness to reinterpret it in a benign way. Then they give you the history of the Roman salute. There they all are, doing their different salutes. There's the Bellamy salute. And, I just think it's all just so fucking deeply stupid. It makes no sense why you would do it. But contextually, I'm not going to say he was doing it because he was like, right, guys, now on the world's biggest stage at this particular time, this is the exact moment to come out and tell everyone that I'm actually a Nazi. That doesn't make any sense either. It just doesn't if you think about it for a moment. Like, ultimately, it would be very, very bad if people knew that's what you were politically, as demonstrated by the fallout of you doing what you did. And it's super easy to not do that salute. So, for me, I think it's probably him being his usual fucked up edgelord self, and or at best certainly not thinking about the connotations. Now, I will end you with, there were so many memes about this. I mean, the memes are glorious. Like, whether you're really, really upset about this, or whether you're really, really you think it's a storm in a teacup, as always, all Richie fence sitters in the middle. The memes were fantastic, and we got the best meme, one of the funniest memes I've seen associated with Elon Musk. And to end the segment, I want to play it to you.
That was a mighty good speech, Elon boy. Everyone's looking at you like they're proud. Quick, do a cool pose, like, one of those German soldiers. You mean the Nazis? That is absolutely not a good idea. Please, don't tell me you're about to do a Nazi salute on national television. Do anything but a Nazi salute. I have failed you, sir.
Disco Elysium there, and absolutely, it is the kind of insane, cringe shit that happens in that game when you're not able to control your drunken ass. Just fucking ridiculous that it happened. The whole thing, so deeply, deeply, deeply stupid. But don't worry, Elon isn't in a secret Nazi organization. The Nazis aren't taking over America, and it's all going to be okay. Just don't fall into the hysteria.